Dale Earnhardt Jr. has joined us here in the Chris Economaki press room at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Dale drives the number 88 National Guard Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports. He's got 2 victories on the season, and Dale, you're 5th fastest in that final practice. How's your race car this weekend, and your outlook for here at Indy as we kind of start now the stretch run before we get into the chase?
Yeah, I think the car's pretty good. Just real easy to overdrive the car here. So we made a run and it was great. And then the next couple runs, I overdrove the car and it weren't that great. So just kind of got to be patient with the throttle and try to push the car into the corner and get the wheels, get the front tires sliding too much. So this just we've practiced yesterday and fought tight entry, and I've fought that every time I've raced here. I think everybody in the garage is probably fighting the same thing. It's just whoever can kind of get that the best and get turned into the corner, especially turn 2. Turn 2 is very, very tight. Really easy to miss that corner, and cause this place sort of times out like a road course. If you're just a little bit tight, you add all that up all the way around the lap, and it's a lot of time. So you make one little mistake in the straightaways, so long here, you can't recover till you get to the next corner. So it can costly here if you overdrive the car. So just trying to be patient, and hopefully we can do that. I can do a good job in qualifying. We can get a good starting position.
Questions will go with Doug Rice, Bruce, Jared, Alan, Bob. Go
Hey,
ahead.
Dale. Doug Rice, Performance Racing Network. Based on the performance level this season, do you feel like this is your best chance to win here at the Brickyard?
No, not really. I think I've had some pretty good cars here in the past. I've had chances to win in the past, didn't even know it. I think the first time we came here, we ran in the top 3 for the first half of the race. We just, we didn't anticipate or didn't realize, potential we had. And this place is, you got to kind of pit the car like a road course. The left side tire's very, very hard, so we probably won't change it that much. We need to sort of plan out our strategy to where we are on pit road the least amount of time on that last stop. And so you'll really try to, your strategy may be geared more toward what you do at a road course, where you go ahead and get inside the window and get on pit road because the track's so big. Get your pit work done and then be done for the rest of the race, and try to be that guy that's out front and at the end when everybody else comes on down pit road to get their stuff done. So we've had fast. I guess my point is we've had good cars in the past and just didn't do the strategy just right. Somebody did it better than us, or somebody made it on fuel and won the race, or what have you. But we had some real good cars here.
Let's go to Bruce, Jared, and then to the man in the back row.
Bruce Martin, Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. You have an opportunity to do what only a few other drivers have done, which would be win Daytona and the Brickyard in the same year. What would that accomplishment mean to you?
I'd love to win here. This is such a historic racetrack, regardless of whether we won Daytona or not. I really wouldn't pair the two together as an accomplishment, but I wouldn't think about it, I guess, like that. But just winning here alone, it'd be tremendous. I'm excited about our potential in the race today, and to go to Victor Lane as an on-ore driver, I think would be a great feeling. And this place just has so much history. The story of how this track came about, and how it almost ended up being history in itself during the war, and it's just amazing what's going on here. So I would love to win here and hope to be able to accomplish that at some point in my career.
Go to Jared, and then to the gentleman on the back row, and then to Alan.
Yeah, Jared Turner, FoxSports.com. Dale, what made Josh Berry an attractive hire for you, and what are your expectations for him going forward?
Yeah, I'd love Josh to just do great, give him every opportunity we give him. He's done well, won races. He works really hard. I met him on iRacing.com and became friends with him. I'd raced with him online for probably about 6 years. in several leagues that we put together with friends, me and TJ Majors and other people. And he was racing Legends cars over at Nashville, winning the races over there. And I just kind of followed what he was doing. And then I told him that I had a late model and I'd give him a race if he wanted to come race. We'd test him first. If he tested well, then we'd race him. And if he raced well, we'd race him again. It was just one race after another. And then we ended up winning some races and won a track championship. And he's over at Hickory now, won 6 or 8 races there this year, won 8 poles. We went to Southern National and won. So he's doing, and he's the guy working on the car. I mean, he's working on it, learning himself. That's part of the deal. If he doesn't do the majority of the work on the car and fix his wrecks and all that stuff, then I don't want him driving it. So he's done a great job, and I just think he can do it. I think he's really smooth. I think he understands what driving a car is all about, and I think hopefully we'll see what kind of potential he's got. We'll give him this opportunity at Iowa when he runs nationwide cars. It took a lot to get that done, and it cost us a lot of money that we didn't really want to have to spend. It's not like the old days where like Denny Hamlin or myself would come out of a late model and get in a nationwide car. NASCAR's got a system now to where you got to go through the K&N, you got to go through the Truck Series, you got to jump through all these hoops, and it costs us about $50,000 to do that. That was kind of unnecessary, but we finally got him cleared, and we're going to Iowa, and we're looking forward to how he can do.
Gentlemen on the back row, and then we'll go to Alan Cavanna and then Bob Pockris.
Kyle McCurry, 46, is this on? Hear me? We talked about the late model race with Josh Berry a while back, and one of the things you mentioned was that Iowa was kind of on your horizon for Josh. So now that you've got him there, talk about why that track was chosen, and what's the plans for the late model team after Josh moves on, or is that the plan permanently?
Well, I hope he does well and can excite some people and get some business to where we can run him in more races. We're running him at Iowa because that's a race we didn't have a driver for and we didn't have a sponsor for on the 5 car. There's a couple open races in that car. I believe that Phoenix and Homestead and a couple other tracks are open in that car. All the road courses, we decided not to run them just due to expense. It costs us too much to build cars and have that many road course cars sitting around when we're not running for the championship as a driver, or the driver in that car. So there's just, but there's some races still open, and if we can get some people excited, we'd love to continue. If he can, run well and not do anything totally disastrous, we can think about running him more. It's kind of like going back to that late model idea of we'll run you a race and see how you do, and if we can run you again, we'd love to do it. And he's part of our team, been part of our team a long time. We're going to try to take good care of him and give him the best opportunity we can.
Do you foresee a relative stepping into that seat sometime?
Like who? Oh, well, that's a long, long ways down the road. That's wishful thinking. It's a difficult sport to succeed in, and she loves to race. I've tried to drag her over to the GoProplex or what the hell ever it's called over there behind the house. I can't get her to get on those things. She don't want to drive nothing without a seatbelt and a roll cage. So, I got a street stock car. We still got the street stock car that TJ drove that we built in my garage, and we ran it in the Jimmy Kimmel series a couple times with a buddy of mine. I still got that car, and I was going to put a stock motor in it and send her to Hickory so she could run in the street stock class a little bit, but she's still scared of it. She's just so young. She's got to grow into it, I guess. She drives those little mini sprints, and those things are wild as hell. I don't know why a little street stock car scare her, but she thinks those little mini sprints are pretty easy, I guess. She runs with the big boys, and she does pretty good. So I'm real proud of her, and hopefully she continues to race. I got all my money saved up. We'll spend it all.
Okay. Let's go to Alan. Alan, Bob, Chris, Dick, and then we'll finish with the gentleman right there. So we need to get him in quickly. Go ahead, Alan.
Alan Cavanna, NASCAR.com. Your teammate, Jeff Gordon, won this race 20 years ago, and I don't know, few people would be surprised if he won it this weekend. What do you think about that sustained performance over that long of a time? Is it impressive to you? How do you think of it?
Oh, yeah. Jeff's just a great race car driver. He's always been one of the top talents in the series, and he's been with the same team So that's really been a big deal to be around one of the best organizations his whole career. And, he's pretty sharp about what he needs as far as a crew chief and engineers and people. And I think he's done a good job of sustaining the integrity of his team and the success of his team. Really, his success depends on his team, obviously, like every driver. And he knows that very well and sort of understands what he needs from that standpoint. And I think that's what's helped him remain so competitive throughout the years. But he's been so fast. He's been really good. They've shown some good speed over the last couple of weeks, and I was thinking that yesterday he was the fastest guy in race trim from what I could tell. So he's got a great opportunity this weekend.
Go to Bob, Chris, Dick, and then with John.
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. Kind of like in winning the Daytona 500, would winning your last Brickyard with Steve up on the box be special? And have you guys started throwing around names yet for crew chief for next year?
Everybody's kind of talking a little bit. We haven't really sat down in a room and got down to a general, a real serious discussion about it. But I think that the people involved in the decision making have some great ideas, and there's, the conversations are starting to happen. So we'll see how that sort of works itself out. But any race I win with Steve this year is very special because of his last year, and we'll take anywhere. We'll take a win anywhere, but this weekend will be, he's one of the guys that's one of the best on the box when it comes to strategy, and this style of race and the way the tires are going to play into that, and this is right in his wheelhouse. So I think he's going to give us a great opportunity.
Let's go to Chris, Dick, and then with John.
Yep,
Gotta-
Chris
gotta go.
ChriSmithCatchfence.com. Chase Elliott won last weekend in Chicagoland, making him eligible for $100,000 today. Are you going to stay on top of the box for the race? Have you given him any advice? I know Bill's talked to him a little bit, but you've run here more on a consistent yearly basis than Bill has. Have you talked to him and given him strategy for today?
I haven't really sat on Chase's box much, but I've been trying to sit on Regan's box and sort of, help Regan out as much as I can, or help that team as much as I can. And I think that Ryan Pemberton appreciates me being on that box to sort of lean on me a little bit. I gave him some bad advice at New Hampshire, but about a certain pit stop. But I did move back and forth at Daytona a little bit, but the Napa box is full of people, so it's always got a lot of Napa folks and certain people up there. So try to let them people have their opportunity to sit on the pit box. They got a pretty grand pit box. It's got stadium seating, but so I let them people enjoy that.
Cup holders and everything.
I don't know. I went up there at Daytona and I had to stand in the corner, but the Regan's box is pretty empty, so I go up there and hang out. Chase has done a great job. We every time we get asked about Chase, we seem to say the same thing, keep repeating ourselves. But he's doing an awesome job, and this is a new experience, I think, for him. And he looked like he sort of getting the hang of it in practice. Started out a little bit off of the 5 and the 7, and then sort of gradually improved, and seemed like he was gathering up what he was understanding about the racetrack and making his car work. And so I expect him to be very competitive. So looking forward to hopefully one of us getting up there and maybe winning today. That'd just be a thrill.
Go to Dick and then in with John. Dick's on the front row. Go ahead and give it to him.
Considering how well Kurt did.
Thank you.
Considering how well Kurt did in the double, would you like to try that Indy Charlotte?
I don't think I would. I know it's a lot of preparation, and I think that it takes a certain mentality, it takes a certain style of person. I think that Kurt has that mentality, has that ability to really get down and want to take on something like that. He's sort of in a situation in his career where he can sort of juggle all those things. But we got so much going on, and I really never aspired to drive open wheel cars. Never really. I do find that follow the series and have some drivers I pull for, but I was always a stock car guy and just always wanted to race short tracks and bang on fenders. But I do have a lot of respect for what he did, and it was a great joy to cheer him on and support him. We all, everyone in the garage wanted him to do well, and to see him do well and accomplish what he did was a great thing, I think, for both series. So it definitely drew a lot of attention to both series, and so I enjoyed that, and I like seeing drivers do that. But I'm going to turn 40 next year, or this year actually, so I think I got so much going on that I'd rather not pile that onto my plate.
Final question, John.
John Householder, NASCAR Productions. This is a preview question. Next race you guys head to Pocono. You won there in June. What are you and your team doing to prepare for that race, and are you excited to go there as you have an opportunity to win back-to-back at a pretty difficult track?
Yeah, it seems like guys that run well there can sort of sustain it, and I've seen guys that sweep there, and or at least have opportunities to sweep and come close. And I like the track, and we have ran well there since the repave, and I anticipate us being competitive again. Brad Keselowski and his teams really stepped it up over the last month. They've become much more competitive over the last 4 to 6 weeks than they were at the start of the year, so I assume he'll be trying to win that race, and he'll be very strong because he was really good there last time. So those are one of the guys we'll keep an eye on, and Logano will be good. All our teammates will be strong. It'll be a very challenging race with a lot of competition, but I hope we can go back there and do well.
Dale, thank you for coming in, and good luck this
Thanks.
weekend. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.